Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Detroit Lions fans. Let's get to the news. Alright, Lions fans, today we're diving into some intriguing rumors and potential moves that are stirring up the NFC North. And let me tell you, this could be a game changer for Detroit. We've been hearing a lot about the possibility of adding some key pieces to bolster that already strong defense, especially on the pass rush. Now, one name that keeps popping up in these conversations is Jadeveon Clowney. That's right, the veteran edge rusher who's been linked to a number of teams over the past few seasons. But now it seems like Detroit might be entering the picture in a serious way. You see, Clowney, who was the first overall pick back in 2014, has had a pretty solid career overall. Even at 32 years old, he's not exactly past his prime. Last season, with the Panthers, he managed to put up 44 pressures and 6 sacks, which is pretty respectable considering his age and the fact that he's been battling some injuries over the years. You can't deny that Clowney still has something to offer on the field. He's not the all-pro defender he once was, but he's definitely not a shell of his former self either. He still knows how to get after the quarterback and create disruption, which is exactly what the Lions need as they look to bolster their pass rush and add some veteran leadership to that front seven. Now, this whole idea of bringing Clowney into Detroit isn't just coming out of thin air. It's rooted in a few recent roster moves and the current state of the Lions' defensive line. For example, Aiden Hutchinson, who's been a rising star for Detroit, missed some time early in camp with a fractured leg, which obviously affected their pass rush depth. And to make things even more interesting, the Lions parted ways with Zadarius Smith earlier this offseason. Smith, who had been brought in to boost the pass rush, hasn't yet returned from injury or been able to contribute fully to the team this season. So naturally, the question arises, could Clowney be the solution they need right now? Here's where it gets even more interesting. Back in May, the Panthers made Clowney a cap casualty, which raised eyebrows among NFL analysts and fans alike. Some people questioned whether he still had enough in the tank to make an impact. But when you look at his recent production, it's clear that he's still capable of contributing. The numbers speak for themselves: 44 pressures and 6 sacks last season. That's a solid season for any player, especially someone in their early 30s. It shows that Clowney still has the ability to generate pressure on the quarterback, to disrupt timing, and to contribute to a defense that's aiming for more consistency and explosiveness. Of course, the Lions still have other options, and their decision will depend on a few factors. For instance, if Zadarius Smith can return to full health and rejoin the team, that might change the calculus. Smith, who was brought in to be a key piece on the edge, still hasn't been able to get back on the field after suffering an injury earlier in the season. The Lions are hopeful he'll return soon, but until then, they need to consider all options. If Smith returns, it's likely they'd run it back with him, giving him another shot at anchoring that pass rush. But if that doesn't happen, or if they want to add more depth and experience, Clowney becomes an appealing option. Now, let's not forget the bigger picture here. The Lions are not just a team trying to find some pass rush help, they're a franchise on the rise. Back-to-back winning seasons, a solid core of young talent like Hutchinson and Jared Goff leading the offense, and a defense that's been steadily improving. Adding a veteran like Clowney could be the finishing touch that pushes them over the edge, especially in close games where pressure on the QB can be the difference between victory and defeat. Plus, Detroit's coaching staff has always valued players who bring experience and leadership. Clowney, with his playoff experience and reputation as a relentless competitor, fits that mold perfectly. Imagine him lining up opposite Hutchinson. Pairing those two on the edge could create nightmares for opposing offenses. And don't forget, Clowney's ability to contribute in run defense as well as pass rush makes him an even more valuable piece for a team that's aiming for consistency on all fronts. Now, I want to talk about the potential scenarios. The most straightforward one is that the Lions sign Clowney as a free agent, giving them an experienced veteran to rotate with Hutchinson and Pascal, who, by the way, has been developing nicely and could be a key part of that front seven as well. If they do that, they'll have a formidable trio of pass rushers, capable of manufacturing pressure from multiple angles. Another possibility, which is a bit more ambitious, is that they try to do both: re-sign Smith if he's healthy and add Clowney to the mix. But let's be realistic. That's probably unlikely due to salary cap constraints and roster limits. Still, it shows how much the Lions are looking to upgrade that position. And let's not forget about the division. The NFC North is becoming more competitive, with teams like the Vikings, Packers, and Bears all trying to punch above their weight. Detroit's defense has been trending upward, but to truly compete at a high level, they need to generate more consistent pressure on the quarterback. Bringing in Clowney could be that piece that elevates their pass rush from good to elite. It's not just about adding a player, it's about reinforcing a culture of relentless pursuit and high-level competition. Now, looking at the bigger picture, the Lions have been building this team with a clear vision. Goff's development as a quarterback has been impressive, and the offensive line has kept him protected. Still, as every NFL team knows, the pass rush can be the decisive factor in winning or losing. So, adding Clowney could be the difference maker in tight divisional games and playoff battles. The team's leadership and coaching staff are very aware of that. They're always looking for ways to improve, to find those hidden edges that can turn a good team into a great one, and adding a veteran pass rusher like Clowney might be exactly that. And let's be honest, the fan base is buzzing about this. The idea of bringing in someone with Clowney's pedigree, even at this stage of his career, sparks hope and excitement. It's about adding experience, passion, and that relentless attitude that Detroit has been fostering. If the Lions can make this move happen, it sends a message to the NFC North and the entire league that Detroit is serious about contending now and in the future. It's a strategic move that could pay dividends not just on the field, but also in terms of team morale and confidence heading into the second half of the season. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Detroit Lions news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. In conclusion, Lions fans, the potential signing of Jadeveon Clowney is more than just a rumor. It's a reflection of the team's ambitions. They're looking to add veteran depth, increase their pass rush potency, and make a statement that they're not just content with being a playoff team. They want to be serious contenders, even favorites in the NFC. Clowney's experience and ability to still produce pressure can be a crucial piece in that puzzle. And while nothing is confirmed yet, the signs point to Detroit being at least considering this move seriously. It's a smart gamble, a veteran addition that could pay huge dividends as they chase that elusive Super Bowl appearance. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Detroit Lions. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Detroit Lions news. Keep that passion alive, and let's keep pushing for that Super Bowl dream.